Not bitter. Better sounds like something a therapist told you.
No, I made it up myself. I invented it.
You invented it?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll maybe talk a little Tommy. We'll definitely get talk about NFL. But, I mean, I'm a Mets fan, so how can I not be like, excited about Freddie Peralta? But I'm not going to make this conversation about me and the Mets and Freddie Peralta because I get it. A lot of people are like, I don't want to hear about your stupid Mets. But what I want to talk about is a bigger picture thing. Not just in baseball, football, basketball, anything.
Well, it is a big deal. Don't downplay it just because you think people are going to be like, shut up, Rich, even though we're thinking it. He's a 17-game winner.
The Mets got a frontline starter, which is
coming off a big season with the Brewers, and you basically gave up nothing for him.
We said it yesterday. We said when teams other than the Dodgers are making moves, it's good for baseball because you just want to see, even if it's not every team, you want to see a handful of teams give the Dodgers some type of trouble, right?
And apparently he's a big personality, the type of guy the Mets are going to love in the clubhouse and the fans are going to gravitate towards. So, seems to be a perfect fit, and he hasn't even gotten on the mound yet.
We also said, take care of the players you have. Don't let them go easily. What did the Brewers get? What are the Brewers doing? They were in a good spot last season.
I'm glad you said that because I have a theory that goes beyond the Mets and the Brewers, and there is a sense of like, wow, why are you doing that, Brewers? Like, really? So the Brewers get a couple highly touted prospects from the Mets. And this is a segment I like to call Who Gives a Rat's Ass About Prospects?
Good one. Little wordy, but I like it.
I don't give a rat's ass.
I don't give a rat's ass. Because in baseball, football, basketball, it's the equivalent of like late round draft picks. I get it. It's nice to have that equity. It's nice to have those picks. It's nice to have those prospects. But we, more so than ever, name the sport. It's like Amazon, Prime Now. You order something, you want it that day or the next morning. We don't have the patience. Like, Covino, I ordered a new jacket or some sneakers. They come in next Friday. Yeah, no thanks. I'm going to try to find a pair that gets on my doorstep tomorrow.
Now.
We are impatient. You go to a restaurant, there's an hour wait. You're like, I'm going to go somewhere else. No one has patience, especially
my dad
in sports.
Could need a haircut so bad. And then he finally goes, and there's people there in front of him, and he comes back home. You're like, what happened? He's like, I ain't waiting around.
Yeah, there were two guys. You couldn't wait two haircuts?
Couldn't wait. And the older you get, the less patient you are. I ain't waiting around. Like, there's two guys in front of you.
I ain't waiting. So
my dad would rather look like Mark Twain.
He does.
He looks like Albert Einstein or something.
Your dad's
like an Italian older Albert Einstein. Like, Dad, you didn't get a haircut. I ain't waiting around for that.
Hey, maybe your dad's looking to do a presidential portrait.
Seriously.
He's got some.
But you're right.
Ben Franklin going on.
As Jerry Seinfeld often says, you get in a waiting room and you get impatient, and it's the reason they have that room. Well, we got this room. It's there for you to wait.
Dude, Jerry Seinfeld talks about it, but how annoying is that when you go to an appointment, you go from room. Sometimes you're in 3 different rooms before someone sees you, and you're like,
I got an appointment. And they're like, yeah, but we got this room.
Have you realized, guys, DB, Danny G, I know you guys got little kids.
What good is the appointment if you're just waiting around?
Have you noticed that more and more amusement parks have really figured out the waiting game where they try to make the line entertaining, and you're I'm on to you. I'm on to you, Pets Ride. I'm on to you, Simpsons Ride, or you go to Disney, the Star Wars. When they make the hour wait, like, oh, look around you. It's like it's fun, right? They're constantly trying to make waiting fun.
Yeah, trying to bide your time. Absolutely. And comfortable. They put AC now in some.
If you've been on
if
you've been on the Minions ride, there's like 3 rooms you go in where there's a screen where like Gru is talking to you before you go on the actual ride. And I'm like, I'm on to you.
I just went to Universal Studios for the first time, and I got stuck in like the final hallway of the Mummy ride for like an extra hour, and at some point you're like, okay, I've looked at all the little buttons and lights and gizmos, and I'm bored now. Please move this along.
Oh, look, we're in line.
Yes, they made it better.
We're in line for the Guardians of the Galaxy ride. Oh, look at all the they really do make it look nice.
They'll have like a little movie kind of thing playing, like a little like Jurassic Park had like a little thing going.
Yeah, but the worst is you think you're getting closer, and then you enter just another room of
another foyer,
and then
another
one.
Yeah, there's 4 more rooms.
They paid Chris Pratt to do some voiceover like, hey, welcome to the ride.
No,
be safe.
It was like, we need to shoot this like 45-minute long like thing of him just talking, and they just did that on an off day.
You remember
it's
Brendan?
safe to say nobody likes to wait.
Yeah, Brendan Fraser, they have him doing all that voiceover stuff for the Mummy ride. Anyway, I digress. We went off tangent, but not really. No one likes waiting, my point. So why do you think people want to wait for prospects? I have Met fan friends that are like, man, I'm excited about Peralta, but we gave up Jet Williams and Sprout. I'm like, Sprout was 0-2 last year with an ERA around 5. He's a young, talented guy, but, I mean, do you want to wait for this guy to work out?
I want to know the numbers of how many times players to be named later or prospects ever really pans out. It can't be that often.
And you know what? Your team knows who they are. Like, and the other one was Jet Williams, who's like, he's like 5'8", crafty little like center fielder. I'm like, the Mets don't need that.
Yeah,
So
and I'm sure he's good, and I wish him the best and all, but he's not the Freddie Peralta you need right now.
I think every franchise in all sports, they know like the 1 or 2 guys that got away over the years, right? Because your franchise agonizes over it. Like, oh my God, you know, we the Mets traded away Nolan Ryan in the 60s or the 70s. You know those guys. Even right now, the Mets, they let PCA, Crow Armstrong, get away.
Mm-hmm.
But he got like a mediocre second half. He's a really good player, but like, hey, you got to win now. And to me, when people say,
yeah, but you need the pieces that you need too, though. Like you said, you need starting pitching, and that's what you got.
To me, give me a starting pitcher that is a frontline guy like a Freddie Peralta, and I'll give you 10 farm system guys because who cares? You have Luis Robert, you have Soto, Lindor, Polanco. If you're a Mets fan, you have all these guys. Like, so who cares about a guy?
By the way, Rich, you're always quick to remind your friends and everybody on Fox Sports Radio, like, to get what you need or to get somebody of quality, you have to give up something. Trades don't work just one way and that's it. You can't ask for an MVP caliber player or an all-star or 17-win pitcher and expect to give up nothing.
I heard
that's not how trades work.
I heard a Knicks fan the other day, one of my buddies on the East Coast, he's like, man, it would be really cool if they got Giannis. What if we gave him, and he just started naming like Knicks bench players. I'm like, that's not how trades work.
That's not how it works, dude. I mean, that sounds great and all, but that's not how it goes. So if you want a quality player, you have to probably give up some potential or another quality player.
You can't get Scooble from the Tigers for a bag of potato chips and a utility infielder.
I think baseball is unique because of the prospects. We rarely see player for player in the NFL, so it's player for draft pick. And in the NBA, same sort of deal. But what is interesting to what you're saying is I think that people thought that the normal argument was going to be rich get richer. Look, Brewers trading their ace because of whatever. There are some in Milwaukee who are very frustrated with this move because of how good last season went, because of what their strength was. I mean, they didn't hit it all in the NLCS against the Dodgers, but this is also the reason why the Brewers have perennially been in the postseason year after year after year following this sort of route. But I think ultimately, to your point, Rich, in baseball, the name player is always going to win. It's immediately always going to win. Now, Jet Williams, could be a 10-time Gold Glover, by 2037, and then we'll look back at it. But right now, it feels like you're getting something for nothing.
Yeah, but right now you have Soto, Lindor, and all these guys that are getting older every year. Go get Freddie Peralta if you can.
The Rangers got Mackenzie Gore today for 5 minor leaguers from the Nationals.
Yeah, 5 guys that maybe one works out, but we'll figure that out, like you said, in years from now.
Yeah.
I never care about that. It's like a stock that blew up. It's like, well, at the time I didn't know. So why do you cry about it?
Man, I should have bought Bitcoin
no,
when
it really
was whatever.
is. It's like, yeah, man, I had it. But at the time you didn't know. So what difference does that make? Yeah, in retrospect, all you could do is shrug about it. Like, well, oh well. So if Sprout or Williams becomes a thing, hey, what are you going to do? You needed Peralta in the moment.
Are you guys changing your minds a little bit then on having to feel like you at least have some homegrown talent on your roster? Because when the Dodgers got Blake Snell, I remember you both giving the Dodgers a hard time because they don't have a lot of homegrown talent in their starting rotation or lineup right now.
It gives your team a little more like street cred if you're like, well, half these guys are from the farm system. But that's not the game you got to play to beat the Dodgers or Yankees or Blue Jays. If I'm a Mets fan, like you got to go get a guy. And let's turn it to football because that's where most people's minds are right now.
I do like it, though. Not a Mets fan. I like it because it makes it more competitive. The Mets are more legitimate. They're going to compete against the Dodgers. I think it's a great move. And the fact that they gave up 2 prospects, who cares at the moment?
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Are the Mets better today than they were yesterday?
No doubt. No diggity. They have a bona fide ace in the rotation. And I think you got like 8 starting pitchers.
Mets have none of them are like elite, but the Mets have they have depth now.
I don't mean to hijack it because I know you guys want to move along, but Covino, and I'm a Covino guy, but you just said I think it's great that the Dodgers have some competition. But they just got the pitcher from the team that was the best in baseball that again faced them in the NLCS.
So you're taking away from the Brewers?
Yeah. So what's the difference to you as a Yankees fan? Different from Rich or different from me? But what's the difference for you, a Yankees fan, whether the competition would come from Milwaukee or New York? And it's a legitimate question.
It's a legitimate question, and the Brewers had a squad last year, but I just never really bought into the Brewers. And we saw that in the playoffs. They were great all year. No, I never did. And I really do buy into the Mets. I think the Mets have a lot of star power, a lot of potential. They made a lot of big moves. They got a lot of big players.
And they just had terrible chemistry last year. And we're learning more and more that last year there were so many internal problems where all these guys didn't like each other. And that's why you saw the Mets shipped out like half the team.
I get your point. And honestly, for me, it's as simple as I just believe more in the Mets to compete than I do the Brewers.
I would also then, and it sounds like that it's because it's the Mets, because they're from New York, because they're of who they are. And I think that's part of the rub with all of this. So the Nationals make the move today to trade Mackenzie Gore. Well, the Nationals aren't in it. Here you have the National League and Major League Baseball's best team trading their best pitcher in a season where a lot of teams like the Mets, if the Mets were a Milwaukee spot, they just run it back. The Peralta would pitch this year. If they were out of it, they trade him by July 31st.
Am I wrong to say that they had like the best record in baseball last year?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
You had the best record, and you owed Peralta, I believe, what, $8 million?
$8 million, yeah.
I don't know why your team does that, Dan. I honestly, that is Sprout, Jet Williams. These are good prospects.
I love the point you're making because now you had like 2 teams that were competing, and now you're saying, but now there's only one.
Yeah, and
I hear you.
Yeah, so that lessens it, and what matters if it's trying to go up against Danny's Dodgers. Whether it's the Mets, whether it's the Pirates, whether it's the Brewers, whether it's the Marlins or Padres or whoever, it's just interesting that the competition has gone that way. And again, this isn't a big market, small market thing, but it's just the thought process. People in Milwaukee are like, yeah, we'd kind of like to run it back next year. If we get a compensatory pick for Freddie Peralta, awesome. Jet Williams, they've got 3 shortstops, 2 other shortstops ahead of him in their prospect rankings.
I agree with you. If I'm the Brewers, if I'm a fan, I am bummed about this because you're right. You win 96 games or 90-something games. You think like
97 wins.
97. Yeah. You run it back, and to just so willy-nilly get rid of Peralta, I don't know. It doesn't feel
it's
right.
Weird.
And they
it's
say
super
nothing
weird.
but great things about him.
Yeah.
So, it doesn't make sense to me. I do agree with you. I think I'm just thinking from an East Coast perspective of I'm buying into the Mets more than I buy into the Brewers. That's really it. Because you're right. You lessened 2 competing teams. Now you got really 1 competing team. I think the Mets are really in it against the Dodgers.
Mike just hit us
and
up.
A few other good teams.
Mike just hit us up in Kentucky, and he's like, when I hear a trade and they're like players to be named later or like a late round pick or something, he feels like that is the equivalent of a Dumb and Dumber IOU.
Yeah.
These are as good as this is as good as money. It's an IOU.
Where's all the money?
That's as good as money, sir. Those are IOUs.
To me, Jet Williams is an IOU. I will say this, in football, would you agree, at what point do you feel like, what round does the pick not entice you? Because in football, it's different. If you're saying, man, you get this team's first rounder for the next couple years, second round's even enticing, do you feel like once you start getting third, fourth round, when does the pick no longer like tickle your fancy?
Fifth round. Yeah.
5
Fourth rounder
bad.
does it. Yeah.
Fourth round, you can still get some value at
yeah.
like a line position or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree, Dan. Yeah, Rich, I think, the Mets win, the Brewers lose, unfortunately, here, unless, of course, they know something about Jet Williams and Sprout that we don't know. And the Mets got him for an $8 million bargain, like you said.
By the way, a standout player who was a player to be named later, Trey Turner. San Diego to Nationals. So it's rare, but sometimes it can work out.
It's a gamble. It's always a gamble. So that's the side story, but a big story, and I think he's going to be a great fit, a Dominican guy too, in New York. Congrats, Rich.
They're saying he's the type of guy that has teammates over his house.
Mm-hmm.
He's like a clubhouse type of guy. So, hey, that's a little baseball news. Now we turn again to football because we're getting ready for a nice action-packed weekend. And I said to Covino earlier, I know they no longer make the Super Bowl logo based on the city or the colors or any of that stuff, but there is a sense that if it's Danvire Seahawks and the Patriots, there's that like navy bluish gray. It's like almost like dreary, and the opposite would be like a freaking rainbow of like orange and blue and yellow. And Rams Broncos is like a pride parade.
Now I may have dumped
the
on
the other one is like a dreary winter day.
I may have dumped on his Brewers for making that move, but I'm not going to dump on the Seahawks because I think they're going all the way for sure.
No, trying to
at least
yeah,
no.
Trying to recover.
I'm not saying they're going to win it all, but I definitely think they're Super Bowl bound.
I feel the NFL bent over backwards to include every color in this logo.
Yeah.
To try to keep this thing going.
Halftime's going to be colorful enough.
Well, I was going to say,
I think Bad Bunny's going to make up for all that.
Do you think Bad Money at halftime and Green Day sort of opening things now, do you think that covers most music fans' taste where everyone's going to come away saying, all right, that was cool?
Yes, I do. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Dare I say, I didn't look this up yet, and maybe they haven't announced it. Who's doing the national anthem? Is it a big name or not?
Last I heard is they reached out to Stevie Wonder for something, but I haven't heard any official announcement. Anybody know the answer to that? Because I don't.
I'll tell you what, we can look at it while I give you breaking news. If Sam would hit my music.
Breaking news!
Breaking news from Fox Sports.
Multiple reports are saying the Baltimore Ravens are hiring Chargers defensive coordinator Jesse Minter to be their new head coach. Minter was scheduled to meet with the Browns, backed out of that interview as he is going to be the new head coach in Baltimore. I think this is one a lot of people predicted, but Jesse Minter leaving the Chargers and getting a 5-year contract, according to reports, to be the new head coach of the Baltimore Ravens.
Nice. Do you think, I don't know, you don't know, but speculation, would you assume that Lamar and some key players, do key players have not a say, but do you think that is run by them? Like, sometimes at work, a decision's made and you think you're in the loop, but you're not. Do you think franchise guys, especially quarterbacks now, are somewhat in the loop?
Yeah, Josh Allen is.
Josh Allen, I know.
I
Josh
think
Allen.
certain quarterbacks, absolutely, franchise quarterbacks, big names like Lamar Jackson. I think Josh Allen, like he mentioned. I think if the formula in the NFL is quarterback and coach, quarterback has to have a little say or an acknowledgement or a thumbs up before they move forward.
Yeah.
Hey, do you think you could work with this guy? Yeah, he seems cool.
Yeah,
All right,
it just can't be. It can't be like, I hate that guy.
Yeah.
Well, and especially somebody they've had maybe some success with in the past when they were an assistant coach on the team. Like Minter has deep ties to the Ravens. So this is them welcoming him back to the flock.
Any coaching carousel stuff that caught you guys by surprise at all? Did Mike McDaniel to the Chargers catch you off guard? Remember we talked about we thought he might stay in Florida, and there was the Tampa rumblings.
Yeah, it wasn't surprising.
No.
Miami, L.A., two of America's best cities, and he seems like he's going to fit in there great with Harbaugh, and of course he's got a quarterback who needs to reach the next plateau in his career.
It's funny, as a Niners fan, Harbaugh and McDaniel represent like two different chapters. So to see them together and their personalities, I feel like that's we talk about Hard Knocks. They can't do it because they made the playoffs, right? The criteria. But you don't think the relationship between Harbaugh and Mike McDaniel is sort of funny?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be cool to see. Yeah, absolutely.
Charlie Puth sings the national anthem.
Charlie Puth.
Have you ever seen him do
He's
clips
great.
on Instagram? And he's been on the Howard Stern show where I've interviewed him too, but I don't know why I'm giving other people props, but Charlie Puth is one of those
Nobody
guys.
gives you props.
I know. Charlie Puth is one of those guys that is pitch perfect where you could say a note, he could sing it, he can make things on the fly. Charlie Puth is a musical genius. And I don't say that lightly. He really is. Like, if you don't know his music because I don't like pop music, look up just Charlie Puth and his musicality. You can't not be impressed.
Well, there's a reason that these guys are famous. I've seen the clips you speak of. Yeah, he's pretty talented is an understatement.
It's perfect pitch, right?
Yeah, perfect pitch.
I've seen him take this cut. Like there was like some up-and-coming country guy. Charlie Puth took a little 10-second sample of this guy that he posted on TikTok. Charlie Puth's like, I'm going to remix it, and made this guy like a whole song with instrumental, everything. So
he can do sketch comedy too. With
really?
Jimmy Fallon, they did like a funny Gen Z sketch togetger.
So Charlie Puth, Green Day, Bad Bunny, I think we're covered.
I think we're good. And get this, Rich. We're going to get to your phone calls, talk more NFL, but we're also doing Throwback Thursday, all right? We're throwing it back, old school. It's a CNR show and tell. Now, we're not going to share it now, but we're going to show you on our YouTube page, all right? And you can figure out what it is. If you could figure out what it is, we'll give you a prize. Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. We're going to display it, but we'll talk about it later. Plus, old school and 50 hits and more.
All right, cool. More CNR next right here on Fox Sports Radio.
Are you facing hiring headaches? Facing some allergies and some headaches, bro. Staffing your business is complex. High turnover skills, gaps, ever-changing regulations can slow growth and drain resources.
That's where Express Employment Professionals comes in. With decades of staffing expertise, Express connects you to a larger pool of qualified candidates, helping you reduce turnover and build the right-size workforce. You can get started right now at expresspros.com.
Need to flex your staff for peak seasons or special projects? Express Employment Professionals offers contract staffing so you can scale up or down with ease, preventing burnout and boosting productivity.
Worried about compliance? Express stays on top of all the ever-changing employment laws. Express, recognized for excellence. It keeps earning awards. The clearly rated Best of Staffing Client and Talent Awards, plus the Diamond Award for Client Satisfaction.
Don't let hiring challenges hold your business back. Visit expresspros.com to find your local office and discover how Express Employment Pros can help you hire smarter and faster. If hiring is taking you away from growing your business, get the support you need from Express.
Don't spend your time weeding through spam and weak applicants. Hire faster with Express. Express Employment Professionals, building your workforce, supporting your success. Yesterday, I go through the low of, oh man, I'm a Niners fan, as you know as well. Fred Warner's not going to play. Well, at least the Mets look like they're getting Kyle Tucker too. Oh no! And then I hear Sam Darnold's questionable. Ooh yeah. And then I hear this morning, I'm having a little sip of my coffee, and I feel like I happen to be there the second this message comes out on social media. I'm like, Jeff Passan. And then the boss hit us up, and he goes, Rich is going to be happy about this. Bo Bichette, who now looking at this, and I'm not just saying this, as a Mets fan, I'd rather Bo Bichette than Kyle Tucker. I like him. I think he's a big game guy, runners in scoring position. I feel like he's ready for that spotlight. I love this signing.
Ready for the spotlight? Just played in the World Series, brah.
No, but I'm saying he'll play in New York every day.
He just played in the World Series. He had pretty good spotlight, and he delivered. He's a great player.
He's a better fit for the big lights of New York City.
I agree. Thank you. I said it. You didn't agree, and Danny said you agree.
I agree. He's a great fit, but I think he's already been in the spotlight. He's a big-time player.
I think Bo Bichette, and I'm happily cool saying this. What a great desperation move by Steve Cohen. Steve Cohen was pretty much told,
that's a pivot.
I bet you
it's
behind.
It's a great pivot.
I mean, pivot's the polite way to say it. It's a desperation, awesome move by a big rich guy. He was probably thinking, I got Kyle Tucker, and he's strutting around Queens, New York. And then they're like, no. Dodgers offered him $60 million. He's going there. Steve Cohen in that moment, his billionaire, he put it on the table. And he's like, who's that? Bo Bichette, get him. And last night they're saying the Philadelphia Phillies, the Mets division rival and just rival all around, had, I believe, 7 years, $200 million.
Pretty much done deal. They met the demands of his agent.
And Bo Bichette, who is all set to be playing beside Bryce Harper and everyone there in Philadelphia, makes a last-second change, and he is now a New York Met.
Good for him, man. I actually like that move. I like that move a lot, even though you didn't need another infielder. I think Bo Bichette's going to add a lot.
I think it works. I mean, look at the Mets infield now. It's wild that we're talking baseball.
I think that means the Yankees get Cody Bellinger, if not major fail.
What if the Mets swoop in and get Bellinger?
It's not impossible, and I'll tell you why. Luke Weaver was in the news today, and he said one of the reasons he went to the Mets is because he had so many great relationships there from the Yankees. Yeah. Those are his friends. He says he's great friends with Juan Soto. Half the bullpen, as you know, are former Yankees.
Mendoza was your bench coach.
Yeah, he wasn't given an official offer. So when he had the opportunity to go to the Mets, he's like, hell yeah, we got a chance to win. I know so many people there. He spoke very highly of Cody Bellinger. It's not impossible that Cody Bellinger goes to the Mets, and then the Yankees really dropped the ball. Kyle Tucker, don't blame him. $60 million a year to play for a team that wins. I mean, how could you blame him for doing that? You can't. Bo Bichette going to the Mets, I think it's a great move. Now, Yankees, let's see what happens. Because here's what's happening, I think, to every baseball fan right now. And I know we have a big divisional playoff weekend ahead of us. I think every time you see a breaking news story, you're just trying to see if it's your team that made that move. And I'm not seeing Yankees anything.
No, it's all football right now, but baseball stealing the last 12 or so hours of our life between
all the text messages coming in to my phone the past 2 days are about baseball.
Don't worry, 50 to 100 million people are going to watch every divisional game this weekend.
I know.
But
I know.
I'm fine taking a football timeout for a second with Kyle Tucker
it's huge
and Bo Bichette. Too big.
It's huge news because the Dodgers, as gross as it sounds, got even better. Shohei leading off, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Kyle Tucker, right field batting fourth, Will Smith catching batting fifth, Max Muncy, Hernandez, Pages, Edman. Your pitching is insane. It is. Honestly, it's the greatest lineup that ever was.
And people are crying, saying there should be a lockout. You know, if that's the case and we're headed in that direction, the Dodgers should just throw caution against the wind and load up with some more stars.
There's got to be something done, but I'm not blaming the Dodgers for legally playing within all the loopholes and deferred money and all the stuff they're doing.
Here comes Scooble.
I mean, if Scooble goes to the Dodgers, that's where I will then be like, okay.
You'll take the scissors to the Dodger gear that you got your kids for Christmas.
I will put in a shredder.
Little Charlie Puth, your Super Bowl national anthem performer. You got Green Day, you got Puth, you got Bad Bunny, you got Covino and Rich. We'll be covering it with Danny G. We'll be out there bringing all that fun to you Super Bowl week from Santa Clara. But right now, we're live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. And what's so funny, man?
Everyone here is funny. We work with a lot of funny people. I'm just laughing.
Your next success, I said success, can begin sooner than you think. Apply now and save with no application fee through February 11th at University of Maryland Global Campus. This new year, put your goals within reach at an accredited state university. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu.
You got to say it like Borat.
Yeah.
Success.
And
if you've ever wiped with a piece of dry toilet paper, oh my goodness, what the hell are you doing? It's not as good as it gets. You got to switch to life-changing wet, extra large, flushable Dude wipes because wetter just cleans better. Available at Amazon and all major retailers. Dude wipes, best clean, pants down.
Pants down.
And if I feel a little fired up, I don't know how you drink this crap. Unless they're a sponsor one day. Yo, Covino's like, you want half of this Monster energy drink? I feel like I'm drinking like jet fuel or something. Like, I'm a coffee guy. How do you drink this stuff?
Well, you know what? I figure I feel like ass. I feel like treats. I feel like straight buns today, to be honest, because my allergies are that bad. So I figure if I hype up Rich even more, maybe he'll fill in the blanks.
I'm honestly like,
You're hiding in your cubicle.
yeah.
like I used to before a workout. Occasionally, I'd have one of those, like those Celsius drinks or something like that. But like a big can of Monster, I can't imagine that's like good for you.
I would agree.
I can't imagine. Hold on.
I used to drink those during the overnights here, weekend overnights, and whenever I need one.
Is that why there's a hole in the wall? You got so hyped up, you banged your head against the wall?
Yeah, and then I'd go home and I'd have like breakfast or a meal, and then I'd fall asleep and I'd have like night terrors after drinking Monster all night. It's all these things.
It's
some
hard.
of them
Your
not,
mind starts
it's
racing.
not good for you. It's not good.
It's not good for you, but it works. So anyway, if you want to watch what you hear, you want to see Rich spinning in his chair, if you want to see Rich lose his
What do you mean?
mind.
Yeah, who had the Monster over there?
Yeah, well, we both
Rich
did.
is a monster.
I need
all the time?
something, man, because I feel terrible today. I really do. And if you want to see the show and tell items, we have them on display. Here's the deal. We're going to describe what they are later on. Thursday's show and tell and old school and 50 hits. But if you can guess what it is without us telling you, Danny G will put you in a running for some prizes automatically, okay? You could hit us up on the YouTube page at Covino and Rich FSR, at Covino and Rich FSR. So, yeah, Rich, you win. The Mets get Freddie Peralta. Dan Byers, Brewers, and Brewers fans have to be like, well, now what? And to be honest, I just wasn't looking at it that way. I was looking at it as more of a win for you and less of a loss for the Brewers.
I feel good about it. And to wrap it up, no more Mets talk, though they are my team and I love them. Last year, what a disappointment because they missed the postseason. It was like really embarrassing. It would be even doubly embarrassing if they couldn't find a way to make the postseason this year.
I just think you need that star power to compete with the Dodgers. I don't think the Brewers had the same amount of star power. You add this guy to an already star-studded lineup, now you got a chance. Yankees got a chance. I still think the Brewers and the Phillies and Red Sox and the Blue Jays, teams like that, have a chance. But
two great comments on the intro, and we'll move on to NFL.
Sure.
Michael M. said, you guys talking about how you get jittery from like a Monster.
Yeah.
How many in the studio, think about it, in the 2000s, how many Red Bull vodkas have you had at like a club?
Oh, back in the day?
Too many to count.
I mean, Danny, remember that was like the drink? I don't know about you guys. On the East Coast, I would
Jaeger bombs.
I would go
and then
to
the Rockstar and
Oh.
like it was Rockstar and some liquor.
But there was I know
Four
Covino,
Loko.
If you
The
go
old
out,
Four Loko.
If you go out with Covino now, I'd imagine Covino 90% of the time you're like Tito's and soda, like a simple vodka soda.
But in the early 2000s.
I feel like there was a good 5-year period where Red Bull vodka
Because you're
was
getting
like
hyped up for the night, and then by the time the caffeine and all the stuff wears off, you're
Oh
like,
my
I'm
God.
wasted.
No doubt. All right, so Red Bull vodka, I think everyone had that. And the other comment, I want to address this because it's really serious. Steven Lopez wants to know, Covino, as I take a better look, do you wear a hairpiece?
A hairpiece? I mean, is it that impressive? If anyone wears a hairpiece, it's Rich.
Fuck, can you give a one shot at Covino on the YouTube?
Does it look like a hairpiece? Well, thanks. Where's the piece? If I had a piece, you think I would dye it this weird orangey color?
Look at that.
Thanks.
Look at that.
I'll take it as a compliment. Get it?
Yeah.
Sweet pompadour.
Good one, man.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to get to more NFL, but let's go to our good pal and yours, Dan Byer. What's up, DB?
Guys, breaking news in the NFL. We told you a little bit earlier, but Jesse Minter's the new head coach of the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens making it official. He's getting a 5-year deal. He spent the last 2 years as the defensive coordinator of the Chargers under Jim Harbaugh. Followed him from the University of Michigan. Now he replaces John Harbaugh in Baltimore. Titans officially named Robert Saleh as their head coach today. Bills are doing interviews. They spoke with Giants head coach Brian Daboll. Also spoke with Colts defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo today about their head coaching vacancy. Jaguars offensive coordinator Grant Udinski is going to meet with the Bills on Sunday. Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford, Bills quarterback Josh Allen, Patriots quarterback Drake May, Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence, and 49ers running back Christian McCaffrey, your 5 finalists for the NFL's MVP award given out by the Associated Press. ESPN is saying the agent for Anthony Davis, that would be Rich Paul, has told the Mavericks he wants his client to be traded by next week. NBA trade deadline is 2 weeks from today. Josh Giddey is probable for the Bulls tonight to face the Timberwolves. He's missed the last 11 games because of a hamstring injury. Big trade in baseball. The Rangers acquired pitcher Mackenzie Gore from the Nationals for 5 prospects. Gore is under team control for the next 2 seasons. In the first round of the American Express on the PGA Tour, 3-way tie for the lead at 10 under. That includes Min-Woo Lee and Pearson Cody. Scotty Scheffler 1 shot back after a round of 63 today. He is at 9 under par. Guys, back to you.
Yo, Dan Byer, just a thought I had as I saw Jesse Minter, as you said, named the new head coach. 42 years old.
He looks 12.
He looks very young, and I know it's not always about mixing it up, but when you do go from a Harbaugh that's a very fatherly figure, close in between us and the boomer generation, and then you go to a baby-faced 40-year-old guy, it is weird as we get older, when you're in we're in our 40s, you start to see all these coaches. And in my mind, a coach is like an old, knowledgeable guy. And there's a lot of coaches. D'Amico
McVay's
Ryan.
not even 40.
Yeah, McVay just turned 40, right?
Or
this week?
I think he's
about to.
About to, yeah.
So, D'Amico Ryan's, there's a lot of like 40-ish-year-old coaches.
Grant Udinski of the Jaguars is 30, 30, not in his 30s. He's 30. He's going to be he's been interviewing around. He's speaking with the Browns. He's going to speak with the Bills. Yeah, around that age group, but it always goes all the way back down to about a 30-year-old, but early 40s, late 30s, you're getting a lot more of that in the NFL.
That's why, to bring up baseball one more time, that's why if you watch that Red Sox documentary about the 2004 Red Sox and the whole feud with the Yankees, and it really is a remarkable documentary. But the fact that Theo Epstein was in his 20s, the fact that
and he did it with the Sox and the Cubs.
The fact that they had the balls at that time to be like, yeah, you know what? We're going to give the keys to a 20-something-year-old. And, by the way, get rid of Nomar. Looking back, that took so much guts.
Insane, yeah.
Right? A lot
God.
of... Because you're picturing, a coach to me or you might look like, Andy Reid or Pete Carroll or...
well, because we also grew up in the 80s, and coaches
Bill Walsh, Bill
they
Parcells.
Like they were 100 years old back then.
Wade Phillips. I picture a coach to be like an old guy. So it's wild that, you see the LaFleurs and... Well, Kyle Shanahan doesn't look any young anymore.
You're picturing like Earl Weaver and Sparky Lyle and guys like that.
Sparky Anderson, I mean. Dan Byer, have you seen the before and after picture of when Kyle Shanahan was announced as the Niners head coach and what happened less than a decade later?
Yes, I have seen that side by side.
Oh, my God.
Rough, tough living.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the electrical plant.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
I bet
right?
next door. Yeah, it's probably what it is. But they always say that the toughest aging jobs in the world are the president of the United States and a professional coach.
And being Covino's co-host, I thought.
What are you talking about? Look at the skin.
I'm just kidding.
Look at the skin. You're the guy with the hairpiece.
Oh, come on. All right.
We got more Covino and Rich. We're going to go old school when we get back. It's an anniversary of something that means a lot to all of us. We'll get to that. And I guess we'll get into more NFL because it is championship weekend. We'll talk more about that all next right here.
All right. DraftKings Sportsbook, the number one sportsbook for live betting, is turning up the stakes for every DraftKings customer with over $2.5 million in prizes up for grabs every Sunday during NFL playoffs.
Yeah, all you got to do, open the DraftKings Sportsbook app and opt in. Place a live bet of $1 or more on Sunday's NFL playoff games. And every live bet means another chance to win. Place a live bet and you can stack your entries all Sunday long.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use code CRSHOW. Bet live for your share of $2.5 million in prizes with code CRSHOW in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, wager tax pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 plus in most states, void in Ontario, restrictions apply. No purchase necessary. 3 sweepstakes with separate opt-ins, minimum odds minus 500. Prizes either bonus bets that expire in 7 days or single-use profit boost. See official rules at dkng.co/live millions for entry period and free method of entry. Sponsored by Crown Gaming, Inc.
Covino Rich.
Some people call us Covino and Rich the broke Zach and Slater, and I take offense to that. And there's a new lookalike in town.
A doppelganger, or as the kids are saying, choppelganger?
You know what? As much as we make fun of the weenials or Gen Z, they have great slang. Choppelganger. If you're chopped, that means you're ugly. So if you're someone's choppelganger, you're the ugly version of blank, right? Yeah. So you got to give them props for bussin', lit, fire, buns, Riz. It's giving blank, and now chopped and choppelganger. You don't want to be someone's choppelganger. That means you're the ugly version. But there's a lookalike. It's Brock Purdy, Rich. And I'm wondering, since you love Brock Purdy so much, would you want to get with the female lookalike of Brock Purdy? She's a little young for you.
I always think of that Saved by the Bell episode where Zach is kicking it to Slater's sister. But then every time he looks at her, it's Slater's face with the wig on. So, no can do. But Brock Purdy, he has a schoolboy face. And get this, a NIL deal was given to a tennis star. She's making almost $1 million. And they're saying it's because she just looks like Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy lookalike female version is in the news. And it makes us think of other doppelgangers, choppelgangers. But
would you?
It also makes me think of
Brock Purdy with a wig. Would you?
Richard Maker put a Brock Purdy jersey on.
Rich, if it meant the Niners winning the Super Bowl this year,
stop it, dude! No, I'm not answering your dumb question. But choppelganger is a great word. And in the world of sports, would you believe that my wife had never ever seen the comparison between Troy Aikman and Jay-Z? I made this analogy to her the other day. We were just talking about people looking alike, and there was some guy that looked like you. And I was like, yeah, sort of how like Jay-Z's the black Troy Aikman and Troy Aikman's the black Jay-Z, the white Jay-Z. Never saw it in her life.
Different algorithms.
Have we not all seen this as sports fans over the years?
I mean, as sports fans, this is common knowledge. Yeah, absolutely. This is a classic right here. But you skipped over the other college example. If you remember, the Brock Purdy story isn't a news story. There was a college girl that got famous online because she looked a lot like Trevor Lawrence, or she leaned into that a lot.
I think Trevor Lawrence looks like a lot of girls you hooked up with drunk in college.
But this girl got no NIL money out of it, but she got pretty famous for that. And as Trevor Lawrence's star grew, she got popular as well. Nowadays, playoff Trevor Lawrence, and by the way, I thought he had a great season. You did a good job, young man. Hold your head up, Trevor Lawrence. I think he looks more like the love child of Edie Falco and Furio.
Oh, some Sopranos.
Nowadays, they're not saying he looks like the college girl anymore. Online, if you follow, they say he looks like Edie Falco got with Furio. Remember that love interest? And you got Trevor Lawrence. You can't unsee it now.
He really does.
Right? He really does.
He really does.
Mom? Dad?
Yeah. Oh, see?
He played it up for Halloween.
He even leaned into it. Props to Macaulay Culkin there. Joe Burrow's probably like, yeah, right, in his dreams. Look at me, I'm a stud. NFL quarterback face. And because it was such a big week for Tomlin, he stepped down. What's next for him? Coaching? Probably not. TV? Most likely. We'll see. Everybody for years, especially when he was younger. Dude, that's Omar Epps.
Yeah.
He always got that for years, and I think that one's undeniable. Come on. Put a Steelers hat on Omar Epps, the same guy.
You, over the last couple of days, have been seeing, here's when Tomlin started in 2007, and you're like, oh my God, what a young man. He was like in his early 30s. So
doppelgangers, choppelgangers, meaning you're chopped. You're the weak version, the busted version of that person. And we'll wrap it with the best choppelganger. Rich is the choppelganger of Jimmy Garoppolo. You're the... right? All right, so anyway. Oh, that fuel. Wow. Rich is on another level, but I need that because I feel like ass today.
Man, why would you give me this energy drink?
Covino and Rich are really hyped up Rich here on Fox Sports Radio.
I told you I'm going to go to the gym after the show and bench press like 300 pounds and then sweat out pure energy drink in the sauna.
Rich is going to be on the treadmill. Full speed. Full
Feels like
incline.
I'm running at an incredible rate.
Hey, by the way, after the show, remember, overpromised, episode 125, we'll talk more football. We'll talk some He-Man and more. I said He-Man, but right now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studio, it's time for our Tire Rack Play of the Day. The Knicks responded well to Jalen Brunson's players-only meeting. We talked about it.
Crowd rises to its feet. Wolf straight on three-pointer is good. It's 120-66. It will not be the lowest scoring fourth quarter by a Knicks opponent, but it will be the largest margin of victory in the history of the New York Knicks franchise as they beat the Nets tonight 120-66.
Man, we got to get Jalen Brunson in here to do a show meeting. My goodness. For over 40 years, Tire Rack's been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Of course, that's your Tire Rack Play of the Day, courtesy of Knicks Radio Network.
Maybe he has blackmail on his teammates. He's like, listen, man.
Step it up or else.
Or else your wife's going to find out.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, maybe he threatened them.
All right, well, Tire Rack, they're shipping fast and free. You know that. Free road hazard protection, convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
And would you look at the time already? We do it every Thursday. We're not going to make you wait. It's something we call old school when 50 hits.
There's a certain...
Yeah! What we gonna do right here is go back. Back into time.
Throwing it back for a Thursday. Old school when 50 hits. At 50 after, CNR give you the time capsule topic, and we reminisce together.
Yeah! So before we get into it, let me ask you a question. Where were you?
You gotta do it like Ace Ventura.
How's
Come on.
that?
Can I ask you a few questions?
With my butt cheeks?
Yeah.
I want to take you back to 2003. What were you doing? Where were you? What was going on in your life?
Ooh, 03?
It was right before Rich and I started our show. We actually started in 04. So I'm working in old-timey times terrestrial radio in New York. I'm at K-Rock, New York. I'm still driving the van a little bit. I'm doing weekends on the air. Just on my hustle, loving rock music, buying CDs. I'm living with my parents still. That's the truth. I bought my first home in 2007.
03, if I'm
No,
correct.
in 04.
03?
Yeah.
Was that the year the Marlins beat the Yankees in the World Series?
Yeah. Not a good year for the Yanks.
No. Were you crying or did your allergies?
Allergies.
Okay.
That's why I'm huckling like this, bro.
It's dusty in here.
Bring back bad memories. But you know what else happened in 03? A show debuted, and we've been loving this guy. Well, we loved him before that, but he's been all the rage. He disappeared for a minute, came back. I'm talking about Dave Chappelle. Chappelle Show. Help!
I love me some Dave Chappelle. I think everybody does. We've seen his career evolve. He's evolved into...
He's like more of an orator now, right?
Yeah. A philosopher. A comedian inspired by Bugs Bunny. That's who he's inspired by. Ask him. He'll tell you. I love him in The Nutty Professor. I thought that was one of his best roles.
I love him in
Half
Half-Baked.
Half-Baked, yes.
Men in Tights, Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Yeah, we've seen his career blossom, and his show was one of the best sketch comedy shows maybe in our lifetime. You know why? We didn't get a chance to see it suck either, right? He dipped out. He turned his back on, $50 million? He did his thing, but we loved that show. And based on the anniversary, we have a question, though.
And by the way, it's a story of believing in yourself because when he dipped away from that $50 million and remember he jokes about how everyone just thinks I went to Africa and dipped away?
He said he went there for like 2 weeks.
Yeah. So he comes back and everyone's like, man, he turned down all that money. Who's got the last laugh now? His Netflix deals, everything he does, now he just does a special when he wants, and whoever wants to will just pay him a ton of money. So
he's an amazing comedian, amazing storyteller. But based on the anniversary of Chappelle's show, what are some of your favorite memories in sketch comedy?
Yeah,
favorite bits?
What is the bit that comes to mind? We're talking In Living Color. We're talking Saturday Night Live. We're talking Chappelle Show. We're talking Key and Peele. who, by the way, did you see Keegan-Michael Key said he's open to new Key and Peele. So your favorite sketch of all time, do you have one? We'll get to that next. And, of course, more NFL as we get ready for championship weekend.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking
joking.
Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the funk.
we're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all's show. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
Breaking news in the NFL as the Baltimore Ravens have hired Jesse Minter to be their new head coach. Minter most recently spent the last 2 seasons as the Chargers defensive coordinator. At one point was an assistant in Baltimore under former head coach John Harbaugh. Now Minter gets a 5-year deal, to replace Harbaugh in Baltimore. The Tennessee Titans officially named Robert Saleh as their head coach. Bills today interviewed former Giants head coach Brian Daboll and Colts defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo for their head coaching vacancy. 5 finalists named for the NFL's MVP award. They're Matthew Stafford, Drake May, Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence, and Christian McCaffrey. In the NBA, ESPN reports the agent for Anthony Davis, that's Rich Paul, told the Mavericks he wants Davis traded by next week. Trade deadline is in 2 weeks. The Texas Rangers acquired pitcher Mackenzie Gore from the Washington Nationals in exchange for 5 prospects. I'm Dan Beyer.
Yeah, buddy. By the way, Rich, I came up with a jingle for our show. CNR show, baby. It's good and nice. Doodaloo. CNR show, baby. It's good and nice. Doodaloo. What do you think?
I think it'll catch on.
Nice, man. Nice. Yeah, let's get that produced.
Very nice.
All right, so we're broadcasting live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. Our show is sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL and NBA. And right now, use promo code CRSHOW to claim your special offer at DraftKings. Again, promo code CRSHOW at DraftKings. The crown is yours. I'm Covino. That is Rich, and we be rocking out. Let's go.
And by the way, it's Covino and Rich Show and Tell Throwback Thursday. We're going to share a piece of old school memorabilia right here in front of us. If you can guess what it is just from watching the YouTube show, you could win a prize from Danny G, who's on standby.
But you have to guess.
Yeah, what are these 2 items?
Exactly.
Yeah,
okay.
What makes these 2 items right here?
Right, right.
Special.
And we'll tell you about it later on in the show. And, of course, we'll talk more NFL. And an hour from now, I just want to let you know, I'm still probably going to be suffering from allergies. I'm dying today. I don't even know what's going on. But we also do Overpromised, our bonus podcast, so you could watch or listen, Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. And I know this for fact. We're going to talk about Mike's versus Sean's. We'll explain Mike's versus Sean's.
Well, think about the coaching matchups this weekend.
Right.
And throughout history, who usually wins when a Mike takes on a Sean?
Who might be ass?
Whose ass do you like?
We're going to talk some He-Man and Rich's picks on Overpromised right after this show, but right here on the same YouTube page, Covino and Rich FSR. So I'm Covino, that is Rich. And Thursdays, we also throw it back, and we do old school when 50 hits.
Now, we are going to talk about all these great sketch comedy shows on the anniversary of Chappelle's show. But if you want to later, before Overpromised, look up the He-Man trailer. We're going to talk about it a little bit. If you were a kid of the 80s and you loved He-Man, you collected the toys, you had Castle Grayskull, the trailer is out today. And I'll be honest, for the first time, they've done something with this franchise where I'm like, ooh, that looks good. Because usually I feel like they've swung and missed Danny G. How many times with He-Man? Like multiple,
4
right?
or 5 times.
Yeah, but this actually, you'd be like, ooh,
He-Man, one of my favorites. By the way, my pronouns, if anyone asks.
He-Man.
I think it's about time that a new generation really appreciates Eternia and the universe they created. So many great characters in the world of He-Man. I'm a huge fan since '83. So, yeah, we'll talk about that. But check the trailer out if you want. It came out today. Now, sketch comedy. Why are we talking sketch comedy? Because
Chappelle Show.
Dude, we love comedy.
Chappelle Show.
I don't know why the world tries to separate things with sports and music and sports and comedy. Don't we as sports fans and we as men, what are we?
Men.
We are men. We are men. And, of course, the women listening. Why is it, impossible that you could love sports, music, and comedy? It sort of all goes together to me.
Those are a few of my favorite things.
Right? For real. Growing up, watching SNL, and then in 2003 watching Chappelle, it got us thinking, what are some of your favorite moments? Because today is the anniversary of Dave Chappelle on Comedy Central, his sketch comedy show in 2003. And, man, it was a game changer for sure. Open up the doors for guys like Key and Peele. But when you start thinking of some of your favorites, even Kids in the Hall, what are the classics that stand out? Let's reminisce.
All right.
And you can hit us up at 877-99 on Fox. Danny G's on standby.
All right. I have 3 that come to mind.
I wonder if we have any overlaps.
Well, I don't want to go. I'm not going to go super obvious. Going super obvious to me is no fun.
Like what makes white people dance?
Yeah. I have 3 Danny G that come to mind that I feel like I could look at them and watch them at any time and still laugh like it's the first time I'm watching it. Number 1, in no particular order, Patrick Swayze, rest in peace, and Chris Farley, rest in peace, when they did Chip and Dale's on Saturday Night Live.
It's the number 1. You said not obvious?
You think that's number 1?
That is my number 1.
Well, then
when everybody's working for a weekend, every time I hear that song, I think of Chris Farley and Swayze dancing it out.
But maybe that's no, I think you and I just love that.
Wait, number 1 of all time or number 1 for Saturday Night Live?
I don't know.
It's up there, regardless of show, top 5.
It's one of the top of all time. It's
top 5. That's not better than Charlie Murphy's True Hollywood Story.
I think it is.
That's
it's better.
No, it's not.
I'm gonna give you a Chappelle one.
Spot, how does the Farley dance go? Spot can do it.
No.
Yeah. Spot can do it though. It's kind of funny. I love it. This is
Here
one
goes
of the
Spot.
tops.
Here he goes.
Yeah. Oh, when Farley does that, dude, he's so agile and it's hilarious.
Covino
and Swayze was such a stud.
And Rich FSR on YouTube. You got to see Spot do this.
Oh, yeah, I'll tell you what. All right, so Farley, Swayze, I'm putting that in there. I'm going to give you a Chappelle Show bit that's not one of the obvious ones because I feel like people will give you the ones that always make like, oh, here's Chappelle's top 5. As a music fan and a sports fan and I feel like when he did A Day in the Life of Lil Jon, I don't know why I thought that was ridiculous because what? Yeah. Like he's at the airport, the rental car place.
No, those are classic.
I just think those bits are great.
Yeah, it was some of the funniest stuff. And it was ours. Like, yeah, our parents grew up with SNL, and of course we watched SNL as well. But when Chappelle started doing his thing, I was like, okay. And that was around the time we started doing our show, our radio show. So this became every week banter for us and a different generation.
Right.
So it really was impactful at the time. I'll give you one.
Well, let me give you my number 3.
Yeah.
So I gave you the Farley and Swayze. Day in the Life of Lil Jon. And I'm thinking In Living Color. It's the reason why he's so successful and everyone loves him. Because he's the white dude that all black people in the 90s were like, yeah, I guess that's our funny white guy. Jim Carrey on In Living Color, when he did Fire Marshal Bill, I can't tell you how ridiculously stupid and funny that was to me as a kid.
So great, man.
Let me tell you something.
But you know what? If I were to pick a personal Jim Carrey from In Living Color.
I know what you're going to do.
Yeah. When he did Vanilla Ice, because I was such a Vanilla Ice fan in the 90s, when he was like, all right, stop while I tie my laces. When he did the whole Vanilla Ice thing, to me, that was one of my favorites. And others that stand out.
Wait, who did Carcinio?
Carcinio was Dana Carvey.
Dana Carvey? Okay.
When he did Johnny Carson as Carcinio. Your favorite moments. We'll open up the phones now at 877-99 on Fox. Dave Chappelle opened the doors for guys like Key and Peele, right? Dave Chappelle has said in a sneak diss of sorts, like, they basically copied his whole format. But you can't deny how funny Key and Peele were. Like, they were great in their own right.
What's your favorite Key and Peele bit?
I have a lot of them. One that goes under the radar, I know no one's going to say. It's called Dueling Hats.
Oh, that's a good one.
Dueling Hats is one of my favorites because they come out of their stoop and they got one dude has a brand new hat on and he's like, all right. And he comes out the next day and his hat is brand new.
But it has a tag.
But it has the tag on.
And then the hats just keep getting more big and ridiculous.
Yeah, they just keep one-upping each other.
No, the next day the other guy comes out, it's the hat with the tag, but it's still in the bag. And then it's the next day. They keep going back and forth with their hats. It's hysterical. Dude. And that's just like the epitome of the dumb stuff they would do. Key and Peele were legit for sure.
People are going to talk about the Key and Peele, of course, like Aaron and the school teacher.
I always love Noise. I always love that one, too.
I think one that goes under the radar as well for Key and Peele is there's a bit where they're talking about how they're all tough with their wives.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, their wives clearly wear the pants. And like, I looked her in the eyes and I was like, bitch. And they're like, yo, you said that? You called that?
Man, you didn't say that.
And then
I
when
looked her right in the eye and I said, beep.
Yeah, and then the wives come in and they all like are scared. I thought that was a great bit. DB, do you have any sketch that comes to mind for you?
Well, just on the Key and Peele ones, just off of that, the cooking show one.
Oh, yeah.
That they do of does he love it or hate it, the back and forth. It's just the premise of that, because that's what happens on those cooking shows. It's such a dramatic sort of thing. So I love the creativity of that bit.
So good. I think they're underrated, even though they're very rated. And if you missed it, Rich said it before. Keegan-Michael Key did throw out that he'd be willing to do some more with Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele, obviously a big movie maker now, but I'm sure they can get together and make some good stuff. I would love to see it. Now, Mike, who runs this place.
Who?
Mike, the guy, he was wearing a little Scully before, Mike.
Never heard of him.
You probably didn't recognize him with the hat on. He said, don't forget Kids in the Hall. I think it was Canadian Kids in the Hall. But one of the things I remember from them, besides they were squashing the heads. Remember they were squashing the heads with their fingers? The Daves I Know was a pretty famous thing. The Daves I Know. But what is your favorite? Your favorites looking back. We're opening it up to you. And can I just pose this and throw this out there? Because the beauty of this show is we get to talk to millions of people all over the country, all over the world, right? On iHeart and listening live. I remember as a little kid when I first started watching sketch comedy and early SNL and Wild and Crazy Guys and not necessarily the news on HBO. I remember seeing a bit, and I've never saw it again, but I remember it pulling me into like sketch comedy. I'm like, oh, this stuff is funny. They did this whole stupid routine of like, oh, I hope Bob doesn't come. Like, Bob? Oh, Bob? I think it was Bob. I think the name was Bob. I'm using Bob. They're like, oh, my God, did you hear it? Oh, they invited Bob. And they're like, why? Bob's such an ass. They're like, oh, my God, Bob's coming? Oh, he's such an ass. And everyone's mad that Bob's coming because he's such an ass. And then the doorbell rings and Bob comes in, and he's just an ass. Like, that
is your style of comedy.
Does anyone remember seeing that besides me as a little kid? Because I'll never forget it. And I don't know where it was from or what show, but let me know if you do. And now we turn it over to you at 877-99 on Fox. Your favorite bits. Chappelle, we honor him today.
Feedback is coming in hot. Let's say hi to Vegas Panther Drew, who says, Key and Peele with the college football names. I mean, do you guys?
Legendary.
He goes, how do you not bring that up immediately?
Yeah.
Let's see. Dana Carvey, chopping broccoli. That's from Nature Boy.
Chopping broccoli. People still talk about that.
Isn't that with him and Sigourney Weaver?
And by the way, Dana Carvey, man, funnier than he's ever been. I just saw him on Bill Maher.
His Joe Biden impression a couple years ago.
He
does Elon Musk. Like, they bring him on SNL to like boost their numbers because he's like carries that show.
And so sharp, and his impersonations.
Oh, he's Ross Perot and his George H.W. Bush. Can I finish?
It just killing it. He's still killing it.
Kay Rain said, Wayne Brady.
Oh, on Chappelle, yeah.
It was a good one.
Yep, that was awesome.
Let's see. Look at this. Justin Timberlake. It's my inner box.
Oh, SNL.
Some good ones.
Yeah.
Let's go to Vegas, and we'll start with our pal Trip and work our way down. The phones are all hot, so love you guys chiming in. Covino and Rich.
Your favorite sketch comedy bits.
On the anniversary of the debut of Chappelle's Show. You want to feel old? 23 years ago today. What's up, Trip?
Hey, guys. Great show as always. Hey, remember this, the greatest player to be named later was Crash Davis and Bull Durham. I got three on this. I'm going to go with To Catch a Predator with Jordan Peele on MTV, on Mad TV. Then I'm going to go with Wife Swap for Dave Chappelle. And then obviously on Key and Peele, the Obama anger translator.
That was amazing. And the fact that later on President Obama did a bit with him about that, that's some quality stuff.
And you know what always stood out to me, too? Like how bad some of the athletes, speaking of Fox Sports and Fox Sports Radio, like if SNL welcomed Derek Jeter or any celebrity athlete, it was always a big deal. But you could see how they just didn't have the comedy chops. Like it was never as good. I never thought it was good.
It's hard. Athletes don't usually hit the mark.
But as far as favorites, we'll go back to the phones. 877-99 on Fox. I always love the Californians, by the way. I love a lot of Fred Armisen and Fedecito and all that stuff. But the Californian stuff, that's great. Cracks me up every time.
What about this one? What about more cowbell? It's funny, but to me, I think people love it more than I do. It's one of those, like, I think it's funny, but
Just Will Ferrell could make anybody laugh.
He really could.
More cowbell, baby.
Christopher Walken.
I'll give you one that I see no one's chimed in, and then we'll go rapid fire. When Lindsay Lohan is part of this bit, and it's the Debbie Downer where characters start breaking character because it's just so funny. The Debbie Downer at Disneyland.
What is Debbie Downer played by Rachel Dratch?
Yeah.
Or is it?
Yeah.
And Lindsay Lohan's in the sketch.
Lindsay Lohan's in the sketch, and everyone in the sketch starts breaking character because it's just so ridiculously funny. Debbie Downer, I think, is awesome.
Debbie Downer was a good bit.
Let's go to Nick in Phoenix. What's up, Nick?
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
What's up, bro?
Keep it quick, because I know you got a lot of people on the line. I don't know if you guys remember a show that tried to compete with SNL back in the day. It was called Fridays, and that's where Kramer got his start.
Oh,
They
damn.
used to do a sketch comedy show on it. It's called Fridays. Look it up. But I wanted to give a Key and Peele sketch that made me laugh the most, and that was when they did the little homie thing with the puppet.
It's a good one. It's a good one. Key and Peele have so many
good ones.
Spot, what was the one that you and I loved where they were like smooth talking women? It was like, how do you do it? That to me,
it was like a throwback.
A throwback.
Yeah.
There's just
When I
they're
think
really
of,
good, man. They're
when I
really
think of
good.
Mad TV. A lot of people came out of Mad TV. The Will Sassos of the world, Bobby Lee, and Artie Langs. But I think Stewart is the only
Frank Caliendo.
Frank Caliendo, yeah.
Was he
But
on
I
Mad
think-
TV?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he was.
Mhm.
Stewart was the only thing that really comes to mind for me from that. Look what I could do, from Mad TV. But you got to throw it out
Do you
there
think
if we're talking
Michael-
sketch comedy.
Do you think the GOAT? You think Michael Jordan held his own with Jack Handy? I'm good enough.
Memorable,
I'm smart
yeah.
enough.
And doggone it, people like me.
No, that's Stuart Smalley.
Well, what'd you say?
Deep Thoughts with Jack
Yeah,
Handy
it was a different thing, yeah.
Yeah, Deep
but
Thoughts.
It was their writer who would voice that.
Jack Handy, by the way, I just saw recently, highly influential in the career of Anthony Jeselnik. Is his hero, Jack Handy.
I can see it, yeah.
Yeah, it's the same sort of comedy.
The wit. Let's see. What about Men on Film?
That's in Living
Hated
Color.
it.
Yeah.
They wore the tiny little
Classic.
hats or Men on Sports.
That was great.
How about the
you know what I
Homeboy
love?
Shopping Network?
Oh,
That was one of my favorites
All right,
as a kid.
Now you got me there, thinking about Homie Don't Play That and all that.
Homie
but
the Clown? Don't
play that.
What cracked me up was the head detective, because remember it was just the guy with the head and the shoes, and David Allen Greer.
Why was that the funniest thing to me? Head
Detective was so funny.
I was a
dude, 'cause
kid
it was
that-
so dumb.
I was a kid that thought Head Detective was the funniest thing on
it
planet
was
Earth.
so funny. Well, again, we were little. We were just like that ass bit I told you. When you're a kid and you're watching it, you're like, what is this?
I used to put, I'm not even joking, I would put socks inside a sock and I would hit my siblings thinking I was Homie the Clown.
Dickie don't play that.
Dickie don't play that.
Homie, don't play that.
Let's go to Hunter in North Carolina. What's up, Hunter?
Hey, guys. A lot of callers stealing the thunder, and you guys as well. I went right to Fire Marshal Jim.
Fire Marshal Bill.
Oh, Fire Marshal Bill. Oh, maybe I was confusing that with Jim Carrey, but yeah, no, that was
Yeah.
to that. But I'm past my bedtime, and I just wanted to let you guys know the early morning listening has brought me to you guys. The Dan Patrick hat trick.
Nice.
There you go.
I love hearing that because that's sort of the reason we do it.
Yeah, when we do the Dan Patrick hat trick and we fill in for Dan, our goal is like, hopefully they like us, where then they find us in the afternoon. And
Yeah,
you know
I
what?
appreciate that, man.
Hunter, means a lot, buddy. All right, let's go to Dave in Gilbert, Arizona. What's up, Dave?
These are the Daves I know.
Hey, gentlemen, how you doing?
What's up?
So a few things. 1999, I went on a trip to the UK. Saw a friend there, who's in the early 20s, who said, "Have you ever heard of Ali G?" And I'm like, "No, what's that?" And my eyes were opened. And then he was on HBO less than a year later.
Everybody had a friend in the crew that was quoting Ali G nonstop.
No, the Ali G
for a
show
good year plus
was so awesome. You're right. There was a good year or so, and Borat and all the things that came out of it. Bruno. But yeah, honestly, Sacha Baron Cohen in that show was honestly fantastic.
Dude, great phone call. That unlocks a lot of funny moments watching TV.
That was more like a candid camera, kind of like he was in character, Like it wasn't like the people in the show who he was interviewing weren't in on it.
Isn't that wild? Like when he would go to certain cities and towns and how people behave.
Oh my God! And by the way, like some of these things, like you pointed out, Rich, I might not find as funny now if I were to see him for the first time. But when you're a young dumb idiot drinking with your buddies or whatever, these are the things that made you laugh. And I remember watching as a kid when it was a young Adam Sandler and Chris Farley, and they did this whole pool sitting thing. They were house sitting, and Adam Sandler's like the house sitter, and he walks in the backyard, and the pool was all sludgy. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And he cracked open a can of Schmidt's Gay. And it's like a bunch of dudes pop out, and it's all sparkly and everything, and they're like, yeah, and they're high-fiving.
It's weird. Covino brings that drink to my house every party, and it doesn't work.
I love that skit as well. Covino guy. I don't think they have the rights to the Van Halen song anymore, so you can't hear. But when they did the Van Halen "Top of the World," it was magnificent. The new music just doesn't.
He's so right. If you look it up on YouTube, it's a generic wannabe Van Halen riff that they use, but it's so funny because I've looked it up since then, and I've noticed the same thing. But when I first saw that, and I just, it was memorable. I cracked up.
How about skits that turned into movies? They were so good.
Oh, yeah.
Like Wayne's World.
Yeah. Not always the case, though, because Rich loved It's Pat.
Are
you the guys that hate everything?
Night at the Roxbury.
Oh, I used to love that. Sure.
You know what one of our personal favorites is, and I know no one else likes it except Covino, myself, and Spot, because we just think it's so stupid.
What?
MacGruber.
Oh, yeah.
MacGruber people are really warming up to. MacGruber's a classic.
You guys have me looking up some Brian Fellows from Tracy Morgan.
That goat's got devil eyes.
Yes.
I love Brian Fellows.
I quote till this day on this show all the time. People hit me up all the time. Dude, what are you saying? I'm quoting Tracy Morgan as Dominican Lou. Do you remember Dominican Lou?
Yes.
He would be the news guy. He'd be like, I could be him. Or Astronaut Jones. Dude,
Can I tell you a fun story?
So
We're what, 2 weeks away from the Super Bowl? I remember one of the moments that, you know, when everyone around you is looking like, what are they doing? We had Tracy Morgan on our show, maybe 5 years ago?
Oh, dude, that was even longer, but we've had him on since.
We had Tracy Morgan on the show at the Super Bowl, Media Row. And we're like, you know what, Tracy? We're big fans of Astronaut Jones. So he stands up, and at full volume, he's like, come on, guys, sing it with me.
He's like, rocket.
I'm on a rocket.
I'm packing my suitcase.
In goodbye mood. And all of us sang Astronaut Jones together.
It exists somewhere, but it was one of my highlights of my life.
Outer space.
Astronaut Jones,
Goodbye,
Tracy Morgan.
Human race.
So your favorites as we celebrate Dave Chappelle on this day. We'll take 2 more phone calls from now. Rest of your feedback on the other side and at Covino and Rich on social media. What do we got, Danny?
Daniel in Virginia.
Hey, Daniel, what's up?
What's up, guys? I got 2 from Saturday Night Live. Philip, the hyper kid. Mike Myers always wore the helmet.
Yeah. And he's on a leash, right?
Yes. Yeah. And then the other classic was Turd Ferguson, Celebrity Jeopardy.
That's a whole different. Yeah, right. The Celebrity
good.
Jeopardy is so good.
You know what's interesting thinking about all
Norm
these
Macdonald.
things? How
I'll take the rapist. That's therapist.
Yeah, I know.
So many of these characters,
Sean Connery,
and bits sort of molded our personalities today, and sort of makes. It sort of defines what we find humorous, even on this show. We quote this stuff all the time.
A lot of people hit us up saying Chappelle really revolutionary.
He brought it back
and towing the line when he did the racial draft.
Oh yeah, it was great.
Tyrone Biggums,
classic.
You crazy Joe Rogan? That come on, we're talking about legendary stuff. Let's go to Andy in Mississippi, and then we'll take the rest of your feedback. I'll read the in-show as well. What's up, Andy?
Hey, guys, I got a couple for you. Mrs. Swan.
Oh, he's looking like me. Well, yes, he do.
Love that.
From Mad TV.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the young ones that was on MTV like after midnight, and that's where Drop Dead Fred actor got his start.
What was it called? I don't know if I remember that, but I was a big MTV
It was
fan.
British.
Okay. I'm sure I've seen it then. I watched everything
Even
MTV.
the ones that aren't your favorite are still memorable. Like I was just thinking, for some reason, remember Dana Carvey? I'm sorry, not Dana Carvey, David Spade. Bye-bye.
Hey, let me ask you this.
Bye-bye.
Would you consider
Stewards.
Benny Hill sketch comedy or like variety show stuff? Like, what would you even consider that? Because as a kid, those are your first like boing moments. Your dad would be watching Benny Hill, and you'd sit there as a kid like, what are all these half-naked women running around with this old guy? I don't know where Benny Hill fits into this, but I'd say he had some good sketch comedy stuff back in the day. Speaking of UK comedy.
We'll take the rest of your feedback, the rest of your phone calls.
I
and of
knew
course,
that was coming.
We'll read the in-show YouTube chat. But you know what, Danny G, of all the feedback we're getting so far, and when you look at List Online, a lot of people saying Charlie Murphy, Rick James might be like the number one sketch of all time.
The only reason we didn't bring that up is because it's so obvious that it's the most memorable.
Yeah,
Did you, Danny?
I did earlier.
It's so anything Charlie Murphy related is everybody's favorite.
It really hit home to so many of us, especially there's too many.
Prince ones.
Yeah, there's too many to list, but because every time he did it was amazing.
Every time.
Cocaine's
Charlie
a hell of a
Murphy.
drug.
Yeah.
Like everything.
They were all the best.
All right, well, listen, we'll take all your feedback and love hanging with you guys, so appreciate all the love. Covino and Rich, more next right here on Fox Sports Radio.
Are you facing hiring headaches? Staffing your business is complex.
You're crazy, Covino.
High turnover, skills gaps, and ever-changing regulations. That Rich Davis is such an ass. Well, regulations can slow growth and drain resources. That's where Express Employment Professionals comes in.
Can I ask you a few questions?
Sure.
With decades of staffing expertise, Express connects you to a larger pool of qualified candidates, helping you reduce turnover and build the right-sized workforce. Get started at expresspros.com.
Are you the guys that hire people? Need to flex your staff like Hans and Franz? Well, for peak seasons or special projects, Express Employment Pros offers contract staffing so you can scale up or down with ease, preventing burnout and boosting productivity.
Hey, you're good enough. You're smart enough, so don't worry. And if you are worried about compliance, Express got you covered. They clearly win all these awards. The clearly rated best satisfaction. They have the Talent Award. They have the Diamond Award for client satisfaction. So don't let hiring challenges hold you back. Visit expresspros.com to find the local office and discover how Express Employment Pros can help you hire smarter and faster.
Excellent. And if hiring is taking you away from growing your business, get the support you need from Express. Don't spend your time weeding through spam online applicants. Hire faster with Express. Express Employment Pros, building your workforce, supporting your success.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
There's modern forms of cheating, according to AI. And I didn't show you this because I wanted to know from you, Rich Davis, the righteous dude that you are, if you think these things are cheating, because young people today consider this stuff cheating.
Yeah, every generation considers different things crossing the line. I feel like I remember our parents would say things like, well, you're not married. So like, I remember your mom would tell you like, date whoever you want, Steven. You're not married.
Leave my mom out of this. She's a good woman.
Mom did say that.
But the thing is, it's a sliding scale, right? Like, yeah, you had to encounter some sort of physical touch or something to be considered cheating
then
back
the internet
in the day.
came around.
And emotional cheating and sliding into DMs. So this is what young people consider cheating today. What are your thoughts? Is it cheating? Flirting over text, DM, or social media?
I mean, it's. I don't think it's breakup worthy. It's like, what are you doing worthy? I think it's
inappropriate,
cheating. Yeah, I think it's
right?
Cheating? No, inappropriate. Yes. Let's make a distinction. Inappropriate, of course.
Yeah.
Cheating? No, I don't.
Yeah, to you, but a young person, cheating.
Flirting?
So keep this in mind. Young people consider this cheating. All right. Following or liking thirst traps, photos meant to attract sexually.
I don't think that's cheating. I think it's sad on a guy. Like if you're liking like some hot girl's photos constantly on Instagram and fire emoji, like you're a weenie, but I don't think it's cheating. It's not cheating. It just makes you sort of like thirsty and lame.
Isn't the equivalent of like beeping at a hot chick and just driving by?
Yeah.
Really not getting anything out of it. Sliding into DMs, especially with flirtatious intent.
Again, mild cheating, but to me, physical touch is cheating. That's just like dumb behavior. That's, inappropriate.
using dating apps while in a relationship.
Yes, that
or
is
even
cheating.
browsing. I agree. This is the worst one so far.
I think so far this is the worst one because if you are on Hinge or Tinder or Bumble or any of the Field, if you're on any of the apps our video guy Spot talks about, then you're up to no good.
Yeah.
There's no reason. Like
There's no reason for that.
Liking someone's Instagram post could be innocent.
I agree.
When you're on a dating site, what's the intention?
Sexting or sending explicit photos to others. Junk shots and sexy shots.
All right, now we're getting this.
Absolutely. Having backup or emotional side pieces, someone you're keeping warm just in case. Like having a backup.
If you don't vocalize it and you just know it in the back of your head, is that cheating? Like she's on standby, but you're not doing anything?
Well, put it this way. All of this is considered cheating in
that's
today's
cool.
world, but there's something else called a gray area, all right?
Oh, great.
And we're not talking about your Paulie Walnuts hairdo you got going
I'm
on.
getting older. We're all getting older.
Yeah, we're not talking about that. So the gray area, watching porn. Some couples are fine with it, some aren't. Cheating or not.
If you think watching porn is cheating, you are a bird brain.
But again, to a young person, it depends on what boundaries are set, okay? So Rich, consider Rich the most cheating guy I know.
Ridiculous. Okay, go on.
You know what team Rich plays for? Team Skeet. That's what he plays
get
for.
outta here.
That's his favorite team.
It's funny.
Yeah. He's 49ers, Mets, and Skeet. Clubbing, flirting for fun. What do you think? Gray area.
A gray area, because I think if you just fucking talk to someone at a bar, is that cheating? No, but if it's like, hey, by the way, what's your number just in case? Yes, cheating.
Maintaining close friendships with exes.
Dangerous territory. I wouldn't recommend it, but
Yeah,
I don't
what's
think
the point?
yeah, but I don't think it's cheating if you're open about like, hey, I dated a girl 20 years ago in college and I like her family photos on Facebook.
That's fine if there's no intent there, wish them well and all that.
The younger man's thing, I think.
Keeping secrets. Ooh. Women always say omitting is lying. What about keeping secrets? Being intentionally vague about interactions with others. Gray area here. Is that cheating or not?
Just living life.
Micro cheating. Small acts of secrecy, flirtation, or emotional intimacy that hint at more. These are gray areas, but what young people consider cheating. So be careful, guys. And special guest, Covino and Rich.
Don Pardo on the mic.
And many more.
When I heard his voice, my whole day was just better. And I'm like, okay, my night. I would watch it live.
I called him Don Pardo. You know why I called him Don Pardo? Because he did. Because he does.
On videos.
Dan Meyer. Phil Hartman.
Musical guest, Danny G. Live from the Fox Sports Radio studio for over 40 years is Covino and Rich with Tire Rack. And Tire Rack's been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. And facing peak season. Looking for a new team member?
Yeah, workforce solutions from Express Employment Pros make hiring easy. Visit expresspros.com. Find an office near you and see how Express can help you hire smarter and faster. You know, speaking of Saturday Night Live, I saw one of our mutual pals works on the Elvis Duran show at iHeart, Scary Jones. There was a fan experience spot. I feel like this is something you would want to do. Did you see like a year ago or so where you had the opportunity to go to the set, they play the music, and you walk out like as if you're about to host?
No way.
And I saw a few people in the media posting, like, there must have been like an experience where it would be like, and now your host, Danny G. And you walk out and they like make the video for you, like you're hosting SNL. And I was like,
cool.
That's a cool thing.
That's very, very cool. All right, so this is the anniversary of the Chappelle Show. 23 years ago, 2003. So your favorite sketch comedy bits, whether it be Mad TV and Living Color, Kids in the Hall, whatever, you can continue chiming in at Covino and Rich at Fox Sports Radio. Danny G, is there one more phone call you want to get to, or we're moving on?
You know what? We could go rapid fire.
Oh, all right. Dope. Let's do that, Rich. Little crossfire action.
Crossfire.
Yeah, let's do that.
I have one question for you. Is there, I didn't think it was someone you would know, but do you know who sang the Chappelle theme? Remember the cool old black guy with just the banjo and the guitar, like Chappelle Show?
I mean, I remember it,
Chappelle
but I don't know
Show.
who it was.
It was a singer whose name was Aaron Hill. Dude named Aaron Hill. And wait a minute, hold on. Yeah, I think so. All right, there you go.
That was it? You just dropping fun facts?
Well, yeah, because I feel like I was thinking maybe it was someone else, but no, just that was a cool little intro too.
I thought you were going to say something like, and believe it or not, that's Grant Hill's grandpappy.
What was the name you gave, Rich?
Is it Aaron Hill?
It says John Red Scott is what I'm seeing here. You're talking about the very beginning where he's throwing the money in the hat?
Yeah, the theme song, Chappelle.
Well, I was a big fan. I think we all were big fans of the Chappelle Show.
Loved it.
And when he dropped something new, we automatically tune in because we've been fans for a long time now.
It just seemed like every sketch he had was an instant classic.
It was,
and that's
what we
I
talked about the very next day.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to convey too. That like when me and my friends would talk about the show, and that one, and that one, and that, we just talked about the whole show.
I remember watching that. You know where you were, like Danny. You could probably remember like
and then
what
you'd buy
apartment.
it on DVD. By the way, you'd have like the season on DVD.
I had them on DVD. It's so funny you would say that because I remember having the Chappelle show seasons. Remember when you would display your DVDs in like your apartment?
I had it too.
You probably remember the old TV and apartment you lived in the 2000s when you were watching Chappelle Show. You'd TiVoed it probably before a DVR was a normal thing. All right, let's want to rapid fire or what?
Yeah, let's
do
go
some
fast.
Rapid fire. Remember, we got show and tell Thursday
Okay, cool.
and more football.
That's Zach in Idaho. What's up, Zach?
Hey, Zach.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What up?
Key and Peele, Sex Detective, and the texting one. Those were pretty good.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny. Every once in a while, I'll still see one that I never saw before, and they still get me. I think they're really underrated. I think we put the Chappelle Show on a pedestal, but Key and Peele really were legendary in their own right, too, man. I think they're really great.
Oh, did you see the one where they're walking down the street and the guy's acting all tough and thuggish?
Yeah, I
and
know.
then when the other guy walks away, he's like, "Oh my God, I was so scared."
They were so good.
I mean, they really hit the mark, and they're both. We've interviewed them both, and both very cool. And
Very
of course,
cool, very
Peele
funny.
went on to be a superstar director. So let's go to Chemo in Virginia Beach. What's up?
Hey, buddy.
Chemo. All right, let's go to Bobby in Rochester.
Hey, Bobby.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey.
Yeah, I just want to say something about Kids in the Hall. They had this reoccurring character, the chicken lady.
Chicken Lady from Kids in the Hall? You could talk to Big Mike about that. That's his favorite.
Big Mike was a big fan for
Who?
sure.
I love Kids in the Hall.
I do remember some of it, though, for sure.
Never heard of it.
Who
Or
we got
him.
next?
Maine. Bobby.
Another Bobby.
Bobby in Maine.
Bobby.
Not to be confused with former Mets pitcher Bobby Maine.
Hey, what's up, Bobby?
Hey, boys. Going back to Living Color, Vera DeMilo. Hi, I'm Vera DeMilo. It killed me with that outfit and going back to like the Russian, stereotypes of the day.
Does anybody remember the Brothers?
No.
When they would pretend like they're the Smothers Brothers, but they were the Brothers. They'd be playing a
I
guitar.
do remember that.
I mean, my brother is a brother. And they had so many goofy bits too, man. You're right. In Living Color, so many.
Joey hit us
Did
up.
anyone say Handyman? I think they did. Right?
Handyman. Someone hit us
Yeah.
up and said, "What
Can't
about
do that one now.
sweaty balls?"
Oh yeah, so many. A lot of these, you're right, Sam. You
Was it
couldn't do
Handyman
anymore.
you could not do today?
No way.
That was
No
that would
way.
be deemed insensitive. L.A. Evan, wrap it up, and then we'll go to Dan Byer. What's up, Ev?
Hey, what's up, brother? I got your sweaty balls hanging, but Rich, but
You guys have a great one. Just want to say Danny is the best. You, Body Boy. Rich with his fucking beautiful wife and everyone on the record.
Oh, man.
Don't worry about it. To hear what he said, catch the podcast.
Yeah.
We had to drop his call.
He was just about to say it. And I also love Iowa Sam, but he had to curse first.
Yeah.
But you know what? He said complimentary stuff, so I don't mind the cursing.
It's all right. Just try to keep it clean. But thank you guys.
He was so emphatic about his love for us.
You think that Vito will use that for a network promo?
Should be.
Well,
let's
stick around because we got show and tell, and if we have time, some more NFL. And if we don't have time, remember, Overpromised airs in 20 minutes. It's our bonus show. So we continue right here on YouTube, Covino and Rich FSR, or you could stream it later on. Covino and Rich Overpromised. New episode 125 begins in 20.
All right, Dan Byer, give us the update, my friend.
Hey, DB.
Baltimore Ravens are hiring Jesse Minter to be their new head coach. He gets a 5-year deal. Ravens made the hiring official as he spent the last 2 seasons as the Chargers defensive coordinator. Tennessee Titans officially named Robert Saleh as their new head coach. Reports surfaced earlier in the week that he would be the guy. Titans made it official today. Bills were busy interviewing former Giants head coach Brian Daboll and Colts defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo today for their head coaching vacancy. Reports say Jaguars offensive coordinator Grant Udinski will interview in Buffalo on Sunday. Washington Post says the FBI is investigating the death of former Colts owner Jim Irsay, who died last May at the age of 65. The report says Irsay's doctor, who prescribed him pain meds, is also part of the probe. Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford, along with Drake May, Josh Allen, Christian McCaffrey, and Trevor Lawrence, are the finalists for the NFL's MVP award. Texas Rangers acquired pitcher Mackenzie Gore from the Nationals for 5 prospects. Minwoo Lee shares the lead after first-round play at the American Express at 10 under par with Scotty Scheffler 1 shot back. Finally, ESPN reports the agent for Mavericks forward Anthony Davis, that would be Rich Paul, has told the Mavericks he wants Davis to be traded by next week. The NBA's trade deadline is 2 weeks from today. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, you,
buddy.
DB.
DB, the man as always. Thank you, buddy boy. Now, coming up, we are going to do a little Covino and Rich show and tell. It's your chance to win a prize. If you're watching on our YouTube chat and our YouTube live stream, if you could identify the 2 mystery throwback items we have right here on Spot Show and Tell Cam. 2 items in the studio.
Yeah, what's the significance?
Identify those 2, and you win a prize, and we'll talk a little more NFL before we get into our bonus podcast coming up as well, Overpromise. So hang tight. More Covino and Rich next.
DraftKings Sportsbook, the number 1 sportsbook for live betting, is turning up the stakes for every DraftKings customer with over $2.5 million in prizes up for grabs every Sunday during NFL playoffs.
Yeah, open the DraftKings Sportsbook app, opt in, place a live bet of $1 or more on NFL Sunday games. And, hey, you could win big. Every live bet means another chance to win. Place a live bet and stack your entries. You can do that all Sunday long.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use code CRSHOW. Bet live for your share of $2.5 million in prizes with code CRSHOW for Covino and Rich Show. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, wager tax pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 plus in most states, void in Ontario, restrictions apply. No purchase necessary. 3 sweepstakes with separate opt-ins, minimum odds minus 500. Prizes either bonus bets that expire in 7 days or single-use profit boost. See official rules at dkng.co/live millions for entry period and free method of entry. Sponsored by Crown Gaming, Inc.
Want to talk some of the craziest sports flexes? I know you have some things on your mind, Rich.
Yeah, I mean, this Wemby thing, you saw it before me because I was like, wait, what are you guys looking at here? And I'm like, is his foot? What?
Well, put it in perspective. Growing up, this is when you realize, well, I guess I'm never going to make it in the NBA. If you could touch the rim, that was an accomplishment. First, you hit the bottom of the net. You're like, all right, I'm getting some ups here.
Yeah, Covino told us he touches rim just standing up.
No.
Not toilet.
No.
Not toilet.
You're just thinking, playground, right?
Honestly, you're
gymnasium, high school.
You're absolutely right. If you're just horsing around with your buddies at gym class or at the playground,
You started with the bottom. You're like,
Listen,
all right, I got the bottom.
I'm not going to BS it. None of my friends could slam dunk, but it was a bragging right to be like, yo, you could touching rim was like, all right.
Touching rim was you had some ups.
Touching rim meant you were like roughly 6 foot and like you had some skills. Like, oh, I could touch rim.
And
I
then
can't
they
dunk.
started mass producing those adjustable rims. Everyone had one. You lower it down to 8 feet. You start slamming, jamming, rip roaring, and ramming. All right, that was a game changer. But for most regular people, you barely touch rim. And now you got freaks in the NBA like Wembanyama. This dude could lift his leg.
He karate kicks it.
He could karate kick the rim.
Do you understand what we're saying here?
That's why I'm putting it in perspective. We couldn't even jump with our hands held high and hit the rim barely. This guy lifts his leg up, a little crane kick like Daniel LaRusso. He touches it with his big toe.
Look at it this way. We've seen things where it's like, yo, you've seen a guy hit his head on the backboard where you're like, yo, he's so tall that he went up for a rebound and misjudged it, and he,
ups.
Yo, sometimes
I used to pray for ups. Never got any.
Danny, you've seen players like hit their head.
Oh yeah,
on like the lower part of the backboard because it just they're so big. But
LeBron was trending the other night because on one of his dunks, his head was at the rim, just above the rim, and people were like, this freak is 41 and his head's above the rim still.
To think like just a regular guy. If we went to the basketball court right now at the gym across the street, if I told you, Covino, take off from the free throw line and see if you see like how close you would even get, and then think like Michael Jordan and guys like that were taking off and dunking from there and doing pump fakes and you jump, your feet are on the ground like that quick.
So when we're seeing guys like Wembanyama now able to put their foot up to the rim, what are some other crazy sport flexes that come to mind? I got a few. I got some fun ones and some legit ones. Like what comes to mind immediately is Kurt Hennig, how he would throw a pass and catch the pass to himself because he was Mr. Perfect. Because he did everything perfect.
All right, I'll give you one for real. I'm not saying Mr. Perfect wasn't real. I'm just
wait a second.
You know how he bowled the 300, was perfect at pool. It was a great gimmick.
Mr. Perfect has a sweet three-point shot too.
I'll give you one that I always was fascinated by because as a kid, you didn't realize how much strength was needed when Bo Jackson would break a bat over his knee or just
flex.
Break a bat. You'd be like, yo, like you thought about that. And you're like, oh, okay. And then you hold the bat and you're like, oh.
Yeah, right. He broke it over his helmet.
Yeah.
Over his helmet.
You know who did it this year? I'm going to miss him a lot. Polar Bear Pete. Pete Alonso did that this year. And when you see one of these big, strong guys break a baseball bat, you're like, or like it's like a strong guy ripping a phone book. You know,
this way, if you tried to do that, you'd probably roll around in pain. So we'll get to your phone calls, your feedback, and we got more, crazy sports flexes next. But we got ILO now with an update.
Isaac Lowenkron.
Do you mind if I real quick give you my sports flex?
Yeah, I would love it.
This is not so much as a flex as just a great story. But back in the 60s, during the peak of Muhammad Ali, the top player in the NFL and arguably the greatest running back of all time was Jim Brown. Jim Brown made it be known that he very seriously wanted to box Muhammad Ali. He thought he could legitimately beat Muhammad Ali because he was such a great athlete. Remember, he was like an epic lacrosse player in addition to being a running back. So the two of them happened to be in London at the same time, and Ali tells him to meet him in Hyde Park, which is a famous park in London. So there they are, Ali and Jim Brown, just the two of them, face to face, no handlers, no nothing. And before Jim Brown says anything, Ali starts lightly slapping him, just slapping him like this.
Yeah.
And Ali's hands were so lightning fast that Jim Brown realized right then and there, yeah, there's no way I could ever.
Oh, that's a great story.
He
really
saw
great
the
story.
flex up close with literally the greatest.
All right. It's Covino and Rich, the Hans and Franz of Fox Sports Radio, because we're here to pump you up. CNR on FSR, live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. Our show is sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL and NBA. Right now, use promo code CRSHOW to claim your special offer at DraftKings. Again, that's promo code CRSHOW at DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Yeah.
And Rich, are you done wiping with that terrible, dry toilet paper you always had?
I think it's about time we all switch to life-changing. Hear that? Life-changing wet, extra-large, flushable dude wipes.
They used to call Rich Skid Mark Rich.
Never true, but I'll roll with it. I got rid of those skid marks, guys. Wetter just cleans better. Available at Amazon and major retailers nationwide. Dude wipes, better clean. The best clean, in fact, pants down. And now it's time to give away a prize. Every Thursday, we lay out some pretty sweet memorabilia on a Throwback Thursday, some cool items. And if you could guess what's in the studio, just based on simply looking and taking a peek, you win a prize. Danny G, you want to take it away?
Yeah. I need a drum roll.
All right.
Here we go.
In the chat on YouTube, Stephen L. Lopez. We were all about comedy today. He said, "Is that Murphy Lee's red New York Yankees hat from
Murphy
the video
Lee.
from the video tail feather?"
No.
Shake your tail feather.
So
He's selected
He's
the winner.
He's the winner. So he can email you at
It's crprizes@gmail.com.
All right, it's show and tell, throwing it back on a Thursday, and I'll tell you what this is.
Okay.
So if you watched on ESPN recently, I think they did a 30 for 30, and they gave credit to Spike Lee for changing, I guess, the culture of
The hat
baseball
game.
caps and the hat game, because before Spike Lee, there was no red Yankee hats. I believe it was the 96 or 98 World Series he busted out a red Yankee hat. And they credit him for opening up the floodgates for different colors and different options.
Well, because he actually did go the next step, and he sort of got permission from George Steinbrenner, I believe, and the powers that be that said, hey, can I design a Yankees hat in a different color?
So I can't take that away from Spike Lee, but I do credit someone else as well for popularizing the red Yankee hat, and that would be, yeah, Fred Durst, Ben Stiller, you my Mo Saga. This is not just a red Yankee hat. This is an autographed Fred Durst of Limp Bizkit did it all for the Nookie.
That is dope.
Red Yankee
so
hat.
that's your
Personalized to me. Actually, it's not, but he did it for me.
Yeah, you brought in the red Yankee hat.
I was there at the
Fred
Roland
Durst.
video. I brought in the Fred Durst red Yankee hat. As you guys know, I play rock music every night on Turbo, and I'm new era. What is it? I'm new era.
Ebra.
Wait, what's the lyric?
Ebra.
I stay fitted, new era committed. There it is.
So that is a cool
So
piece
it's
of
my
memorabilia.
red Yankee hat. There
That's
it
your
is.
Yankee Fred Durst special.
Now this red cap gets a rap from these critics.
My piece of memorabilia today, rest in peace. We lost him last year, but before he passed away, we had the Hulkster on our show a few times, and I said, hey, brother, do you mind signing a Hulkamania shirt for me?
That's
So
awesome.
I got a Hulkamania signed shirt from the man himself, and I do plan on putting this in a frame one day. I gotta hang this in the man cave, brother. But Spotty, get a one shot of this bad boy.
That's
This is
very cool.
The tie-dye Hulkamania signed shirt. I figured I'd bring that in for show and tell today.
I love it. The
Hulkamania.
Hulkster
Running wild,
changed
brother.
wrestling. Thunder Lips, movie star. I think No Holds Barred was a bit of a turd of a movie, but aside from that, I love the Hulkster.
I think it's safe to say that No Holds Barred was terrible.
And this hat, as a Yankees fan, as a rock fan, it's like a double doozy for me. And there is a debate on whether or not maybe the Fred Durst autograph brings the value down. But I say no. I'm a big Limp Bizkit fan.
I think it's a cool item. If you're a
yes.
music fan, you like rock, and you like the Yankees, that to me symbolizes the Yankees.
And
Fred Durst.
nowadays, I did it all for the nookie, but I'll take that cookie too, especially a Subway cookie. So I stay fitted, new era committed with my red Yankee hat. And if you guessed, thank you very much. And if you want to hear me play some Limp Bizkit, catch me tonight on SiriusXM Turbo 41. And better yet, the show continues right here on YouTube, Covino and Rich FSR. And we're going to talk about, well, the games this weekend. There's some interesting matchups that no one else is talking about except for us.
Let's just say there's a lot of Sean's versus Mike's.
Right.
So in the history of music and sports, what happens when a Sean takes on a Mike? We've done the extensive research, so we're going to battle it out.
Based on that, we're going to tell you who wins this weekend.
Mike or Sean, based on Vrabel, McVay, who else? McDonald, and who am I missing? Peyton. There you go.
Yes.
It is Sean versus Mike.
Yes.
Yeah, it's all
Sean
Sean's
versus
and Mike's.
Mike's. We go over who might be ass. We talk some He-Man because the He-Man trailer came out today. and Rich's picks for the weekend, all on Overpromise. Brand new episode 125 in just 6 minutes at Covino and Rich FSR. You could listen, but we prefer you watch and get involved, all right?
Sweet. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Danny. And I was Sam and Spotty. We'll see you guys later. Until then, arrivederci, baby.
Yeah! See you in the promised land.
Goodbye.
Sean Murphy!